Hi, okay, so today I want to talk about my drink. I have a cold today, and I want to talk about my drink on how to get rid of a cold quickly. This is like the ultimate cold juice. So I want to share that with you today. If you're experiencing any kind of cold, sniffles, flu, cough, congestion, anything like that, this is what you want to use to get it gone. So I have a large piece of ginger here, the size of my thumb. I have a large piece of turmeric and a clove of garlic. So that's going to be really strong for the drink, and that's what we want. Then we have an orange here, so we definitely want to cut these. I don't know if I can hold this and cut at the same time, but I'm going to attempt it. Okay, so we want the vitamin C. So I don't normally eat a lot of sweet fruit or high sugar fruit, but when you're sick and when you're catching a cold and you have a lot of congestion and phlegm and you need the kick of vitamin C, an organic orange is perfect for that. You want the rind, you want the seeds, you want everything to go through the juicer. And then I have my lemon and also my grapefruit. So these are all what you want, and I'll cut those in a second. You want just a tiny little bit of pineapple and a handful of cranberries. These are frozen. And this is all going to go through the juicer. So everything that I have up on this board here is going to go through the juicer. I've got onions. You could use regular onion. You could use regular onion or red onion. Then I have some herbs. So I have a handful of fresh parsley. I have a little bit of basil mixed in there. And we want some rosemary for its antibacterial properties. Not much because it has a strong flavor. And cucumber, which is going to give you some potassium and some just going to be the base of the juice. So there you have it. That's what's going to go through the juicer. And then I'm going to add through the juicer some of my fermented purple cabbage, some fermented living carrots, because as much as we want the antibacterial properties from the ginger and the turmeric and the garlic, and they're natural antibiotics for the body. That's not going to be harsh. It's not going to wipe everything out, but it is going to kill those bugs. We do want to restore our gut flora with our natural probiotics. And I also have some sparkling coconut kefir. Not everybody has this, but I use this as well. Apple cider vinegar, raw manuka honey, and again, I don't usually use too much sugar or honey, but when you have a cold, the properties in the raw honey are really antibacterial and helpful and soothing to your throat. And again, horseradish, which is another great healing property. So these four things are going to get mixed in after, and everything I have here, I'm just going to go ahead and juice. So I am just going to carry this over to my juicer. Hang on, maybe I'll just set this up first. See if I can just set this here. There we go. And hopefully that works. Let's see. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring over my juice things. There we go. All right, let me just look and see what I'm looking at here. It's so hard to do. But anyway, here we go. Hi. So I'm going to turn my juicer on so it's a loud sound. And I'm just going to start juicing. So I'm going to start with my cranberries. So I have a ton of vitamin C. They're also really great for infections. People use that for bladder infections. The pineapple, although we don't use a lot, is really going to sweeten up this juice since it's got so many things in it. As well, pineapple is a very anti-inflammatory fruit with bromine. So it's really, really good for you to get that anti-inflammatory properties. Of course, the onions are antibacterial. We have our turmeric and our ginger and our garlic, and that is going to give a serious kick to this juice. If you have kids drinking this juice, go ahead and sweeten it up with a little bit more pineapple and a little bit more honey at the end. Or they're going to say, oh, it's too strong, it's too bitter. But of course you want kids to have, this is how I got my cold. My son and daughter brought it home from school. They both got it, and of course my husband and myself got it. I haven't gotten a cold in about 1.5 years now, but every once in a while they bring home a cold. So rather than let it get any further, I want to run everything through my juicer. And again, you want the rind and the pulp and the seeds and everything, because there's so many flavonoids and phytochemicals right on the peel itself and in the seeds. So when you're sick, you want everything to go through. So again, you have your cucumber going through. Just a nice light base for the juice. We have all our herbs going through. You could use cilantro, but I have parsley today, and it's a nice detoxifier as well. The rosemary has the antibacterial properties. Okay, and I'm gonna cut up the rest of my grapefruit here. Turn this off while I'm cutting, as well as my lemon. And the reason why I add the probiotics, which are the, in my case today I have living carrots and living purple cabbage, is because we want those wonderful living probiotics to get into our bodies as well. We want our gut flora to stay strong. We want the good guys to live, and we want to kill the bad guys. So again, that's why we use the natural antibiotics and the natural probiotics. Both aren't strong enough to completely kill and destroy your gut, but it is going to kill the bad ones. So again, we're going to push those through the juicer with the rest of my vitamin C filled oranges and grapefruit. Get all those wonderful antioxidants through our system. And again, kids are not going to like the flavor of this, so sweeten it with a little extra pineapple, which you want to keep low for your blood sugar, but it does have wonderful antibacterial properties when you're inflamed and you're not feeling well. It's got a huge boost of bromelain and vitamin C, so go ahead and use it, especially for your kids, and especially the raw honey. Okay, so we've got our juice. One last pinch of basil here. Okay. So we've got our juice. Just grab this camera and bring it back over here. Okay. I am going to grab a jar. I'm going to pour my colorful, wonderful, healthy juice that is seriously going to fight this cold and flu into a jar. I'm going to go ahead and, let me set this down for a minute. Pour in apple cider vinegar, about 2 tablespoons. I want to pour in some of my coconut water kefir. Just leave that out if you don't have any. But again, it's just going to add a nice probiotic to my juice. I am going to stir in about a teaspoon of raw Manuka honey. So the honey is kind of hard to stir in. It's so thick and has so many wonderful raw properties in there that you have to stir it kind of good. And then horseradish, about a teaspoon, sorry, of horseradish. Okay, so we're gonna stir our lovely drink. Really stir it to get the honey. Stir it up in there. Ooh, I can smell the horseradish. Just gives it a kick. And then you're gonna just go ahead and drink it. Oh, that has a serious kick. So if I was gonna give it to my kids, I would again add a little bit more honey and a little bit more pineapple. But it's actually really good. Just kind of like any drink with horseradish added to it, like a spicy version Caesar or something like that. This is a wonderful, wonderful anti-inflammatory drink that is going to knock out a cold, a flu, cough, congestion fast. So just drink this as often as you want, 2 or 3 times a day. Again, give it to your kids, give it to your husband, give it to anybody.